Welcome to I Quit My Job, where ordinary individuals go on to do extraordinary things. They take that leap of faith. Heather Dawson is a former registered nurse turned embodiment guide, author, sensual movement, under the name Heather Wild. From hospital scrubs to reclaiming her voice through movement, memoir, and apologetic self-expression. Welcome, Heather Wild. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so much
having
for
me.
showing up. Just to kind of give you a backstory, I know Heather like for the last 2 years, 3 years, and she actually created the chair exercise for our seniors program. So that's how we kind of started this. So Heather, like, get us caught up.
Well, who I was a registered nurse for about 15 years. And 2022 was the big year for me that I took a big leap of faith. And it had been brewing for years, but I left nursing in 2022 and I went fully into what I was seeing as my business at that time. And really, since then, how it started and what my vision was then has completely evolved into something I really wasn't able to even imagine or
Really?
comprehend at the time.
Wow. So are you saying it's a lot larger? You scaled?
Not even scaling. It's become something I couldn't conceive of. I wouldn't have been able to think it up or imagine that what I'm doing now is what has given me
Right.
the stability, yes, financially, and
Oh,
helped
nice.
me build.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. What was that moment when you realized you weren't just exhausted, you're disconnected from yourself?
It was a shift that I worked, just an 8-hour shift. And at that point, I'm a single mom as well. So at that point, I was even spacing out my shifts intentionally. I never liked to do back-to-back shifts so that I could stay home with my kids primarily, which was really important to me, to be mom for them most of the time. And so got home from a particular shift and I just felt depleted mentally, emotionally, physically. And the thing is, it didn't go away though for 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So I thought to myself, this is ridiculous that I did an 8-hour shift and my body still feels this way. And it was that moment where I thought, I cannot keep up this pace, this environment. I can't do it anymore. My body is speaking so loudly, I can't ignore it.
Right.
It
Go ahead,
wasn't
sorry.
healthy. It wasn't healthy for me anymore.
Oh, wow. So your body knew first what was
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Okay. So a person like yourself who teaches embodiment now, and your body's screaming for that change or for that rest, what signs were you ignoring?
There were a lot of signs I think were there, and I did ignore them. The body was always speaking. It took a while for the mind to catch up. I know before a shift, the anxiety that I would feel, even just the muscle tension. My sleep was definitely affected. I sleep much better now. But it wasn't just the physical symptoms either.
Okay.
Emotionally, there was a disconnect. Way back, even in my early 20s, I had a quiet desire, like a whisper inside, that was saying, I really want to be able to work for myself one day.
Right.
It was already present then. So I knew that I had passions and a lot of creativity. I've always been an artist at heart. I knew I had that desire to express that more fully.
Right.
And it was taking kind of a wayside in my life. Like, it wasn't a priority because I was so busy, just being mom, managing the household, going to work, trying to keep everything together.
Right.
That there wasn't really time for that.
Wow. So you became an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And you took on that plight of an entrepreneur.
Being an entrepreneur, you are putting yourself out there and you are risking rejection. You have to decide you're going to risk rejection.
Exactly.
Because it will inevitably happen.
Right.
This is the truth. So the fear is real. What I would tell them, regardless of the fear, all you have to do, honestly, is believe in yourself and take the first step, not
nice.
knowing where it's going to lead necessarily.
Nice. What was your entrepreneurial thing that you went into?
I felt like, I had felt like I was shrinking for years in nursing, that I was not really utilizing my full skills or talents or gifts, really. It was the opportunity to create passive income, writing books and self-publishing on Amazon and Audible. So this opportunity, I was already in that entrepreneurial space in 2022, just kind of getting into like online coaching and that kind of thing around yoga and mindfulness. But it was when this opportunity for self-publishing came into my radar that I was like, oh, it's this. That seemed to give me something more solid and concrete for me to say, well, now I have a plan, I have a formula to follow. It gave me confidence at the time.
Nice,
so that's really what I started in, writing as Heather Dolson, the nurse, writing about pregnancy loss, going on to write about pelvic floor yoga.
What was your first real I'm not going back day feel like?
It's funny because I loved this question because I thought, it wasn't one moment for me. It was a decision I had to continue to make over and over again, because that often arose for me, those feelings of, could I go back when I was in the hard moments, when I was experiencing the challenges and the setbacks. And I would have people close to me, like friends, family, always say to me, well, don't worry, you still have nursing as a backup. And I would feel in my body viscerally how I was rejecting that. And it was more my determination that there was no way I was going back. And I almost adopted the attitude, this has to work.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm refusing to go back, that this has to work somehow. I don't know how or how long it will take, but this has to work.
Where everybody kept saying, oh, you got nursing still. Like, how was that support? Did you feel like they weren't really supporting? They didn't believe in your next venture?
One of the biggest things is you can't look outside for the external validation. It can be lonely, entrepreneurship. It really can be, because you have to build that belief in yourself, and it has to come from yourself. And I did feel lonely at times, because you may expect certain people around you to maybe understand or offer support in the way that you would like, but it doesn't come that way. And I think people, especially close to me, it's not that they intended it to shrink me, but people come from their own life experience.
Shrink you, huh?
Right. They come from their own life experience and their own belief systems. And it's often fear that is holding people, and it's projection. I know we talk about that further along too, but it's knowing that is someone else's story, and I don't have to take that on. And again, finding that for me, entrepreneurship has been spiritual, to find that strong faith in myself and what I'm capable of and what I can create.
So now you stepped into the writing, the movement. How did you find courage to create publicly without caring what people thought?
Well, first of all, I felt a lot of the ideas about sensuality, it's conditioning. So it wasn't mine to take on, it was to be aware of. But I found when I was creating and I started to put myself out, whether it was my voice, my writing, my sensual movements, my imagery, that I had to start. It wasn't fully formed and it wasn't perfect, but I just had to start. And as I kept, it's almost each time I put it out, I would get a little bit more courage.
Nice.
I got to see a little bit, how people reacted. And yes, getting all of it, the polarity, learning that my work resonates deeply with some people and it repels others.
Right.
And being able to go through that, regulate myself through it, meaning not to stay calm through it, but feel the feelings of what that brings up, how people react to my work and me authentically, because from my perspective, this was my authentic self. And it was mentors that I worked with in 2022. They really they asked this question to me, what are you holding back on? And they really encouraged really looking at that, what that is, because it's often the thing we're holding back that is the key to what is most authentic expression.
Because we all got that secret that, whatever that we feel uncomfortable with.
Yes. So I came out that year with content, we'll call it, that really started to put myself out there in a scary way, because it was something I'd kept hidden for years. And it, honestly, for me, it was almost a little bit of a rush and exhilarating. Every time if I decided I'm going to post this video, I'd get a little bit excited about it. And then it's like you press that button and it's done.
It's done.
And it's like, okay, let's go. Let's see.
So what about like your family? What did they think of the sensual movement? You know, did they think it was risque based on the fact that you have kids, and like how did they look at that?
I think they're proud of me in their own way. I've had conversations with my mom and my sister about some things recently where I was just experiencing, not just online, but real life, experiencing that misalignment with people or spaces where I was teaching. And I had shared something with my mom and sister, and they were supportive, actually. And it was the first time I heard them verbalize something about my work, where they were more like, well, they just don't seem to understand it. You're helping women. Right. So then I was like, I know I have their support, but it shows up other ways, the support, where they step in for my kids, like on a day like today, so that I can be here.
So you can be here. Nice. I respect that too. Thank you for doing that. So for someone wanting to pivot into something unconventional like what you did, maybe even controversial at some point, what's the first bold step they should take?
I would say it's going internal first. It's explore that. Go shut out that external noise. Do your hardest work to shut that out, and really focus internally, and turn that ear inside and get in touch with that true desire you're feeling, and what is it, and be committed to exploring it openly, whatever that is. And like I said, take the first step. Even if you don't know what the next one is, it will probably show itself, because clarity is not something that just comes to you. It's something that builds because you've stepped into becoming.
Oh, nice. So my thing would be, why do you think women are taught to separate power from softness?
I think because we've been told by society that this even goes back to roots of hysteria. And I wrote about this in my pelvic floor yoga book. Women's emotional state being pathologized rather than understood where they were coming from. So women tend to have this belief that we have to keep our emotions and our tenderness out of powerful roles. And I have to disagree. I've found some of the most powerful moments for me have been when I've been open and vulnerable, or even cried, or on camera or something, to let that softness be part of the power rather than separating it.
Oh, okay. So is this when Heather Wild emerged? Through this power and separating power and softness, is this when the new persona came about?
Heather Wild. Yeah, see, now Heather Wild, it's not actually a persona. Heather Wild was almost, so in 2023, I needed a name, and on the spur of the as a creator, and on the spur of the moment, I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, Heather Wild, because it was almost like a permission slip for me. That it gave me, yes, a different identity to be able to explore myself fully, sensually, creatively, in a very unapologetic way.
Okay.
So it was my permission slip. It wasn't even a persona. It's a part of me that was revealed when I started to step into it.
Okay.
It was always there.
So what died to bring that up?
Back in 2022, my branding, we'll say, was conscious woman.
Right.
And just this year, I decided to refine that to embodied living. When you're embodied, you have to be conscious. So, but it's been my evolution. I'm more embodied though now than I was when I was starting.
Oh, nice.
So I transitioned from my nurse Heather Dolson writing, which serves a purpose and serves audiences, but I transitioned more to Heather Wild as a pen name to write raw and cathartically about my life experiences and what I can offer from that. So I did my memoir last year under Heather Wild, and Heather Wild is also, it serves as my artist name, my sensual embodiment teacher name.
Right. What is a daily practice that she can start tomorrow to come back to herself?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would keep it simple with breath. And I would often say, place a hand, especially for women, place a hand on their lower belly or womb space. I like to have one on the heart, and just pay attention to how your breath feels flowing in and out of your body. And when we simply do that, even for a few minutes, when we start to notice the flow of our breath and how it feels, sensations in the body arise. That because there's stillness in that, right? There's quiet in that when we bring the focus to the breath. Sensations, emotions, even discomfort may arise, but it's letting that arise without judgment and letting it be. And that's the thing. We often, especially women, when we're disconnected, we disconnect away from our body so we don't have to feel what we're feeling. So when we bring the connection back through the breath and bring the focus to what we're feeling, it reconnects us to our bodies.
Oh, nice. So like, I mean, sometimes I'm like a little bit nervous to watch some of those sensual movements and body movements. So how do you stay rooted when someone projects their discomfort onto you? Like sometimes I like something, I'm like, oh, I don't want to, should I like that? Like, how do you feel about that? Like,
Oh, it's been such a journey. Wow, I've learned so much and I've become so much better at handling it. I think the main thing is recognizing what projections are from other people. It doesn't have anything to do with me. It's often a reflection of that person's limitations, belief systems, discomfort. So when I can see that for what it is, I can separate myself from whatever those projections are, even if it's respectful admiration. It's not always negative, right? It's not always trolls being mean. Yes, that happens. But it's also sometimes being sexualized, being put on a pedestal that I'm a goddess. So there's different levels to it. And all of it, I recognize it's not coming from me because I know why I do my work. So it's recognizing and staying aligned with being in integrity with myself, with my values of why I do this. And people are going to project regardless.
Right.
When I'm putting myself out there. Just don't take it on as meaning something about me.
How do you feel about the male population, like taking in what you do? Is it something in terms of, the breathing, does that work in the same as a male, or is it just a human-centric approach?
Oh, that's a human-centric approach. And I love my male supporters. I love my women supporters. It's everyone is welcome. Embodiment is not gender specific.
Right. Okay.
I've worked with men who want to learn this, who want to learn the embodiment piece, who want to learn presence, being present with themselves, with another. I think there's all kinds. It's been me knowing and, again, listening to those signals inside of when I know someone's off and misaligned. I can usually pick it up quickly. And when I know someone is actually being genuine and they're having an interest in the deeper part of what I do
Right.
and offer.
Right.
So people
okay.
could find me two places.
Uh-huh.
So I have two directions right now. So heatheronhealth.com is where you'll find more of my books, some of my courses that I'm packaging. Elements of Embodiment is one that I just packaged together, video recordings. And heatherwild.com is the entryway into my membership space.
Oh,
where
nice.
it's
okay.
deeper practices, sensual embodiment, guided practices.
So how do you feel about this conversation and like letting out and letting people know what it is that you do and the human side of it? How do you feel?
I feel so excited to be able to share my story and my evolution, because it's, again, amazing that 4 years ago, I was not here where I am now. That in itself is incredible to me.
Right.
How far I've come, and again, how I couldn't imagine it, what I'm doing. But again, it's just keep on going, keep on trying different things.
Right.
You know, even if they flop, try something else a different way.
Wow.
And then it becomes this what I'm doing, where I'm able to sustain myself now comfortably and not worry anymore about the money or I mean, there was a time, it's real, right? There are real things that happen in building a business. It doesn't happen overnight. That's a good thing to remember too.
Right. This is not really about quitting your job. This is just where you've made some like extraordinary steps and extraordinary decisions to look after yourself.
Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Yeah.
There was one thing too, just to add. There's, I used to care what people thought, but they don't pay my bills.
Right.
know?
Don't pay my bills. Your thoughts don't pay my bills.
Their opinions aren't the ones paying my bills.
You should put that on a t-shirt. Your thoughts don't pay my bills. Nice. Heather Wild at the bottom. In quotes. Nice. This is good. Please support Heather. Go check her out. heatherwild.com. I loved your journey. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I'm Slowly Plus One. Heather Wild. Peace. Do you want to say bye? You could.
I don't know. I don't say bye.
You don't say bye. You just walk
I
out.
say see you later. Yeah, I just walk out with style.
Oh, I guess you're leaving.